What if one rainy afternoon, thousands of snails suddenly appeared across the ground, and some people swore they had watched them fall from the sky? Were they mistaken, or did something impossible really happen? It sounds like an old village legend, the kind of story people tell to frighten children during storms. But in the summer of 1886, an unusual report from Cornwall, England, caught the attention of people across the country. After a powerful thunderstorm near Redruth, the roads and fields were said to be covered with countless tiny land snails. There were so many witnesses claimed they could be gathered by the hatful. At first, everyone assumed the same thing. The snails had fallen from the sky. It seemed unbelievable. But strange weather had already been linked to reports of fish, frogs, and other creatures appearing after storms. So, could this be another impossible rain? Or was there a simpler explanation? Have you ever wondered how quickly people believe what they think they have seen, especially during a frightening storm? Not everyone accepted the story. A writer investigating the event claimed he wanted to trace the truth behind what he called a fabulous tale. He believed people had simply become confused after the heavy rain. According to his investigation, the snails belonged to a familiar local land species. They hadn't fallen from the clouds at all. They had already been on the ground. The rain had simply made them emerge from hiding, covering the roads and fields so suddenly that frightened villagers assumed they had fallen from above. It sounded like a perfect explanation, but not everyone agreed. One witness insisted he had actually seen the snails falling. The investigator dismissed the claim as a mistake. But was it really a mistake, or was it something that didn't fit the accepted explanation? This is where the mystery becomes far more interesting. The famous collector of unexplained events, Charles Fort, noticed a pattern in stories like this. Again and again, unusual events were reported. Again and again, investigators arrived with ordinary explanations. And again, eyewitnesses were told that what they had seen could not possibly be true. Fort wasn't saying every strange story was real. He asked something much more uncomfortable. What if some witnesses were telling the truth? Think about it. If hundreds of snails suddenly appeared after a storm, would you assume they had always been there? Or would you trust your own eyes? Perhaps the rain simply awakened thousands of hidden snails at once. Perhaps fear turned an ordinary event into an extraordinary memory. Or perhaps there was something no one could explain. This wasn't even the only report. Older records described another event near Bristol, where enormous numbers of snails reportedly covered a field so completely that they were said to be shoveled away. Later, investigators argued the numbers had been exaggerated. Others insisted the reports were misunderstood, but the mystery never truly disappeared. Every explanation answered one question, while creating another. Why do similar stories appear across different places in different years? Why do witnesses sometimes describe seeing animals actually falling? And why are unusual events so often dismissed before every possibility is explored? Maybe the answer is completely ordinary. Maybe nature is stranger than we realize. Or maybe some storms carry more than rain. The truth remains hidden, somewhere between belief, memory, and mystery. And perhaps that's exactly where it wants to stay. But this is only the beginning, because in our next episode, the reports become even more disturbing. This time, it won't be snails covering the ground after a storm. It will be snakes falling from the sky. So before the next storm arrives, subscribe, because the next mystery may change the way you look at the clouds forever, or will it?